Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video I should have done 4 months ago, but that is the Headrush versus Valeton comparison. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so these are the two pedal boards that I use at home for recording, in the studio, and at church for playing electric guitar and bass. I primarily use the Headrush, but there are a few things that I really love about the Valeton that are not in the Headrush, and I'll talk about those later. Starting off with the Headrush, this is an amazing pedal board that costed around $1,000 when we bought it. It's a discontinued model, and there's a Headrush Prime that is out now, which retails for $1,300 I think. But yeah, overall just a really solid pedal board. I love the customizability and tones that I'm getting off this pedal board. You can have 270 rigs and override the stock presets. There are 11 effect spaces which you can assign almost any effect in any order. So you can have like 11 reverbs in front of each other, or like up to 2 sets of amps and cabs and 5 distortions. You name it, there's just so many possibilities of this Headrush. I really like how there are these 8 foot switches which you can assign to be stomp foot switches, which turn on and off effects when you press them, or hold buttons which turn on the effect only when you hold it down. Or you can also use them as scenes, which are basically like snapshots within each rig. Overall, just a wonderful pedal board, and for the most part, all the effects sound amazing. Now there are a few downsides to this pedal board. Number one is the price, which this one costs around 3 to 4 times as much as the Valeton, and also it's pretty big and heavy, which is not ideal for carrying around. Yeah, the size and weight are definitely something to take into consideration when buying this pedal board. Another thing is probably the most important drawback of this pedal board, which is the reverb. Reverb is a really important effect in worship guitar tone, and the reverb on this pedal board is not amazing. It is pretty good for like other types of genres, but it can't do the ambient type of sounds you would get out of a strumming big sky or a blue sky, something like that. So yeah, this pedal board is not designed for playing ambient tones. But other than that, it's just a really amazing pedal board. Now let's talk about the Valeton. I think the first plus to this pedal board over the Headrush is obviously the size and weight. This thing is so small and I can carry it around everywhere. It's just a really amazing pedal board for the size, and I love the features that are packed in. There are, I think, 10 or 11 effect spaces, but you cannot change the effects. So for example, you can't make the delay effect into a distortion or vice versa, but you can change the effects order, like you can move the distortion before the amp or after. This pedal board also has pretty good customizability. I think there are 256 presets in this pedal board built in, and you can override the stock presets as well. I really love the drum machine, which this pedal board does not have. It's an amazing drum machine with a lot of different patterns, and it's just a really fun experience for jamming around. And probably the biggest plus to me is the reverb on this thing. This has an amazing reverb. It is just so good for every type of genre, especially worship and ambient. It's got that big sky cloud effects, which I really am enjoying. Now, the negatives of this pedal board, the chord tone, like I talked about, the Headrush having an amazing chord tone, is not as good on the Valeton. I tend to think of this Valeton as more of a pedal board for people who play very clean and ambient tones, or high gain heavy metal rock. The in-between tones, the kind of sounds you use for worship, are not as good on here as in here, but the reverb kind of makes up for that. So yeah. And then also the other thing is, strangely I found this pedal board to be pretty mono. If I plug this Headrush into the Valeton and I turn on the chorus, which is usually a stereo chorus, it remains a mono chorus. So this only inputs a mono signal, and that is not as pleasing as this one, which makes the chord tone sound even less amazing. But if you put enough reverb at the end, it will make it sound pretty stereo, so that's good. So in conclusion, who are these pedal boards for? Well, I think if you're gonna be more like me, if you stay in the studio more and don't take your pedalboard out too much. I think Headrush is definitely for you. I care a lot about the core tone and not as much about like the reverb and size and portability. But I think if you're gonna be gigging around, bringing your pedalboard everywhere, this Valeton is really gonna shine in that area. It's just such an amazing pedalboard for the price, and it offers a ton of features, and it's got amazing size and portability. Well, that's enough of me talking. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which one would you prefer? I would love to hear. And if you have any questions, please feel free to write them down. Don't hesitate, and I'll try my best to answer them. Okay, that's it for me. Bye! Also, I forgot to mention that I'm not going to be doing a tone comparison between these two pedalboards, and that may be pretty disappointing for you because you won't know how the Valeton sounds, because I primarily use the Headrush on my channel. But there is a video up here which talks about my guitar collection, and in that video I demonstrate the two guitars with this Valeton, so you get to hear how it sounds clean in the worship setting and in the ambient setting, so that's really cool. Alright, see you, bye!